Success is not something you wait for, it's something you become. One of the most powerful principles Napoleon Hill ever taught was this: whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. But what does that mean for you right now? It means you must begin to act, walk, talk, and live as if your dream has already come true. You don't wait for success to show up. You move like success is already yours. When you act as if you have already achieved it, you're not pretending. You're preparing. You're stepping into alignment with a future version of yourself, and that alignment is what brings the dream into reality. Here's the secret. The subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between something vividly imagined and something actually experienced. When you act from a place of confidence, power, and purpose, your brain starts wiring that as your default identity. The result? You attract opportunities, people, and energy that match the version of you that you're already living out. This is not fake it till you make it. This is faith it till you become it. When you move with the energy of success, success starts moving toward you. The world reflects the frequency you carry. And when your actions match your goals, the universe has no choice but to respond. So how do you apply this? Start every day with vivid visualization. See yourself as already living the life you want. Dress like the successful version of you. Speak with clarity and confidence. Replace hesitation with decision. Ask yourself daily, what would the successful me do right now? Make choices from that place, from that future, and you'll start collapsing the time between where you are and where you'll want to be. Write down affirmations, repeat them daily. I am successful, I am powerful, I am aligned, I am already living it. Acting as if is not delusion, it's creation. It's aligning your internal world so powerfully that the external world begins to shift around you. The most successful people didn't wait to feel ready, they acted ready. They stepped into their future with belief before they had proof. That's what you must do starting now. If this message lit a fire inside you, don't let it fade. Subscribe for more powerful mindset shifts. Drop a comment below and say, I am already living my dream. Remember, the future belongs to those who act with boldness today. Don't wait to feel worthy. Don't wait for signs. Act as if you've already made it, and soon you will. One of the greatest secrets of high achievers, something Napoleon Hill uncovered after decades of studying millionaires and thought leaders, is this: success is not something you chase. It is something you become. You don't wait until your bank account is full to feel wealthy. You don't wait until the world claps for you to see yourself as valuable. You embody success before it physically manifests in your life. This concept may sound bold, even backwards, but in truth, it's the most powerful psychological principle behind success. Why? Because your identity creates your reality, the thoughts you think, the way you move, speak, and carry yourself. These are not just effects of success, they are causes. When you act like the person who has already achieved the dream, your mind begins to align with that version of yourself, and your actions begin to create that future. Think of it this way: success doesn't start when the world gives you permission. It starts the moment you give yourself permission to think and act like you've already arrived. This is what it means to act as if. You step into your future self before the outer world has caught up. And by doing so, you speed up the process of success. Let's take an example. Imagine two people starting a business. One sees themselves as a struggling beginner, constantly doubtful, always waiting for things to improve. The other acts as if they are already a confident, competent, successful entrepreneur. They dress professionally, they speak with certainty, they treat small tasks like million-dollar deals. They walk into every room like they belong there. Who do you think will succeed faster? The answer is obvious. The second person isn't waiting to become successful. They've already embodied success, and the world responds to that energy. This is not about pretending or lying to yourself. It's about stepping into alignment with your vision. When you embody your goals, you activate a part of your brain called the reticular activating system, RAS, which filters your focus and attention, suddenly you start seeing opportunities that match your goals. You begin to attract the people, resources, and ideas that align with your future. But if you continue to act like you're not ready, not worthy, or not capable, you block those very things from reaching you. You stay stuck in the identity of almost, someday, or not yet. So how do you embody success now? Start by asking, what does the successful version of me look like? How do they dress? How do they speak? What decisions do they make? What habits do they follow daily? What kind of people do they surround themselves with? Then begin acting from that place, step by step, moment by moment. You don't need the full vision all at once. Just take one action each day that aligns with the future you want to live. Your life will always rise or fall to the level of your identity. So if you want to change your life, start by changing how you see yourself. See yourself as the person who already has what you desire, and not just in your mind, in your behavior, in your energy, in your posture, in the way you walk into a room. One of the greatest powers you possess, and most people never learn to use, is the power of your subconscious mind. Napoleon Hill spent years studying the world's most successful people, and he realized something revolutionary. Your subconscious mind is the master key to everything you desire, but here's the twist. It doesn't respond to logic. It responds to emotion, repetition, and identity. Most importantly, it believes what you show it. Your subconscious doesn't know the difference between something real and something vividly imagined. It simply accepts whatever picture, emotion, or belief you feed it repeatedly as truth. So when you consistently act, speak, and think like someone who has already achieved success, your subconscious starts to believe it. And when your subconscious believes it, it will move heaven and earth to make that belief real. This is why visualization is so powerful. When you visualize your goal with clarity and intensity, your subconscious begins to accept that vision as a lived experience. That's also why affirmations, when spoken with emotion and belief, are not just feel-good mantras. They are commands to your subconscious. You are reprogramming the most powerful part of your mind to support your dreams rather than sabotage them. But here's where most people go wrong. They show their subconscious the wrong picture. They replay doubts. They focus on lack. They constantly affirm their limitations with phrases like, I'm not ready, I always fail, or I can't do this. Your subconscious takes those words as instructions, and it responds accordingly. It will work 24/7 to create more experiences that validate those beliefs, not because it's against you, but because it's following your orders. So the question is, what are you showing your subconscious every day? If you want to become successful, start feeding your subconscious the blueprint of success. Show it confidence, show it discipline, show it that you are someone who takes bold action. Act as if the goal is already achieved. Speak as if it's already done. Move through your day with the emotional certainty of someone who knows the outcome is in their favor. Your subconscious will take that data, internalize it, and begin reshaping your identity from the inside out. Here's a powerful truth. You don't become successful and then start thinking like a success. You start thinking like a success, and that mindset is what leads you there. The inner must come before the outer. That's the way the mind works. That's the way reality bends to your vision. Let me give you a practical example. If every morning you wake up and say to yourself, I am a confident, powerful leader, I make clear decisions, I attract the right people, I am living my dream life, and then you carry yourself throughout the day with that energy, your subconscious begins to shift. And once that shift begins, your external world starts to reflect it. You start noticing opportunities you would have missed before. You stop tolerating the habits and people that keep you stuck. You begin taking actions that match your future, not your past. And all of it begins with one choice: to show your subconscious what success looks like before it arrives. You are the architect of your mind. Every thought, every word, every action is either a brick in the foundation of your dream or a wall that blocks it. So the next time you catch yourself saying, I'm not ready, or maybe someday, pause, change the script, speak power, act with purpose, show your subconscious the life you're building, not the one you're escaping, because once your subconscious accepts a new reality, Your outer world will race to catch up. Every great achievement ever recorded began with one thing: faith, not money, not connections, not luck. Faith, belief in something unseen, unwavering trust in one's vision before there is any physical evidence to support it. Napoleon Hill taught us this foundational truth. Faith is the starting point of all accumulation of riches. It is the antidote to fear, the greatest enemy of success. Fear keeps millions of people trapped in hesitation. It convinces them to wait until they're ready, wait until it's safe, wait until they feel confident. But that moment never comes, because fear never leaves until faith takes its place. Where faith leads, fear must retreat. Here's what separates successful people from everyone else. They move in faith, not fear. They take bold steps before they feel prepared. They speak with confidence before the results appear. They invest, create, build, and decide, not because the timing is perfect, but because their vision is strong enough to lead them forward. They understand this truth: faith creates the evidence, not the other way around. Faith is not just hope, it is a knowing. It is walking through the fog with your head held high because you know there's solid ground beneath your feet, even when you can't yet see it. It's acting as if your dream is already a done deal. And that's where the magic of acting as if truly begins. You don't act successful because you're trying to fool anyone. You act successful because your faith tells you it's already yours. That level of belief reshapes your mindset, your energy, and eventually your entire life. Fear is reactive. Faith is proactive. Fear sees risk. Faith sees opportunity. Fear holds back. Faith moves forward. The person who lives in fear waits for signs, guarantees, and external validation. The person who lives in faith becomes the sign. They create momentum by stepping into action, not because they have all the answers, but because they trust that they will find them along the way. Think of every breakthrough in history, every great invention, every world-changing idea, every fortune ever made, and you'll find someone who took a leap of faith. They didn't wait for permission. They didn't let fear dictate their future. They moved with a bold certainty that the world had not yet confirmed, but eventually had to recognize. So how do you build this kind of faith? You start by feeding it daily. Read, listen, and surround yourself with messages that reinforce your belief. Speak affirmations that align with your future. Visualize your goal vividly and repeatedly. Make decisions from the version of yourself who already has what you desire. Faith isn't a one-time decision. It's a daily discipline. And the more you practice it, the more fear fades. Napoleon Hill said, "Fear is nothing more than a state of mind, and like any state of mind, it can be changed, replaced, rewritten." You don't have to conquer fear by force. You simply have to walk in faith long enough for fear to lose its power. Act as if you have already won, not because you're faking anything, but because your faith is real and it's stronger than your doubt. The world doesn't follow the fearful, it follows the faithful. And when you move in that energy, doors begin to open, people begin to notice, and success starts chasing you instead of the other way around. So choose faith over fear. Speak with conviction. Move with purpose. Act like it's already done, and soon it will be. Success is not built on wishful thinking. It is built on alignment. True power comes when your thoughts, words, and actions are all moving in the same direction. Napoleon Hill taught us that thoughts are the starting point of all achievement, but they must be backed by belief, intention, and consistent effort. When your inner world and outer world are in harmony, success becomes not just possible, it becomes inevitable. Let's break it down. Your thoughts shape your beliefs shape your words guide your actions, and your actions create your results. If any one of those pieces is out of sync, your progress stalls. You might think about success, but speak doubt. You might speak positivity, but act from fear. You might act, but your thoughts are sabotaging you behind the scenes. This inner conflict causes confusion, not only in your own mind, but in the results you attract. The most successful people in the world speak with clarity, move with purpose, and think with focus because they have decided who they are and what they want. They are not sending mixed signals to the universe. Their inner dialogue says, I am. Their speech says, I will. And their actions say, watch me. Napoleon Hill reminds us that the mind responds to clarity and purpose. You must think thoughts that affirm your vision. I am capable. I am successful. I am aligned with abundance. Then your words must support those thoughts. Speak as someone who expects greatness, not someone who's hoping to be lucky. And finally, your actions must follow suit. Take steps daily that reflect your belief in yourself. Don't say, I want to be successful, and then live like you're afraid to take risks. That contradiction weakens your signal to both your mind and the world around you. The world rewards those who are congruent. When people hear you speak, see your habits, and feel your energy, they should all say the same thing. This person knows who they are and where they're going. That's the energy that attracts opportunity, clients, partnerships, and respect. If your goal is to be a leader, think like a leader. Speak like a leader. Act like a leader. If your goal is to build wealth, study money. Speak abundance. Make financial decisions that reflect intelligence and growth. If you want to be in shape, don't just think about health. Speak commitment. Move your body. Fuel it with purpose. This is not about perfection. It's about consistency. You'll make mistakes. That's part of growth. But the key is to return again and again to alignment. Ask yourself every day, are my thoughts, words, and actions aligned with the future I desire? If not, adjust, redirect, realign. That's where real momentum is built. When you align internally, you stop relying on motivation and start living with momentum. You don't wait to feel ready, you stay ready. You don't speak from doubt. You speak from vision, not your past. This is the essence of personal power. Not pretending, not performing, but living in full alignment with the person you are becoming. So if you want to shift your reality, don't just change what you do. Change what you think. Change what you say. Let your thoughts empower your language. Let your language fuel your actions. Let your actions prove your belief. Because when your thoughts, words, and actions are aligned, your life will follow. One of the most profound tools for success, and one that separates dreamers from doers, is the practice of daily visualization and affirmation. Napoleon Hill devoted an entire chapter in Think and Grow Rich to the power of auto-suggestion, the process of feeding your subconscious mind with specific, repeated thoughts until they become your reality. This is not just motivational fluff. This is how you reprogram your belief system to match your highest vision. Here's the truth. You become what you consistently see in your mind. If you want to create success in your outer world, you must first see it clearly in your inner world. Visualization is the blueprint. It is the mental rehearsal of the life you are building. When you visualize daily with vivid emotion and clarity, you are sending a clear message to your subconscious. This is who I am becoming. This is where I'm going. Think of it like building a house. You wouldn't start without a detailed blueprint. You'd picture the walls, the foundation, the rooms, the details. In the same way, you must create a mental blueprint for your future. Close your eyes. See yourself already living your goal. See the numbers in your bank account. See the office, the car, the clients, the stage, the freedom. Most importantly, feel it. Feel the confidence, the gratitude, the excitement. When you bring emotion into your visualization, you imprint it into your subconscious with power. Now, pair that visualization with affirmations because words shape your identity. Napoleon Hill said, you are the master of your destiny. You can influence, direct, and control your own environment. You can make your life what you want it to be. But that begins with what you repeatedly say to yourself. Affirmations are not empty words. When spoken with belief and repetition, they are tools that rewire your self-concept. Say it clearly. Say it boldly. Say it like you mean it. I am wealthy. I am powerful. I am focused. I take massive action. I attract the right people. I am already living in alignment with my purpose. You don't wait for life to confirm it. You confirm it to yourself first. Your subconscious mind is always listening, and it will follow whatever script you give it. If you keep feeding it fear, doubt, and limitations, it will produce results that match. But if you feed it belief, clarity, and purpose, it will start reshaping your habits, your decisions, and your destiny. The most successful people in the world don't start their day by scrolling their phone. They start with vision. They lock in their intention before the world gets a chance to distract them. They build their identity before the day begins. So they walk into it with alignment, and you can do the same. Just 5 to 10 minutes a day, quiet your mind, visualize your ideal life, speak your affirmations, and then act. Live your day as the person you just saw in your mind. The future is not something that happens to you. It is something you create. One thought, one word, one action at a time. This is how you act as if, not by pretending, but by programming, by embedding your vision so deeply in your subconscious that your behavior begins to follow automatically. That is the power of daily visualization and affirmation. You are not waiting for change. You are the change. Speak it, see it, feel it, live it, and soon your life will catch up to your vision. There is a universal law that operates just as reliably as gravity. It's the law of certainty. And here is the truth that few understand. The universe does not respond to doubt. It responds to certainty. It responds to the energy of one who knows what they want, believes they already have it, and moves with unshakable confidence that it is already theirs. Napoleon Hill said it best, whatever the mind of man can conceive and believe, it can achieve. But notice the key word, believe, not wish, not hope, not maybe believe. This is not a soft, passive belief. This is belief backed by certainty, the kind that moves mountains, the kind that doesn't waver when obstacles arise, the kind that bends reality over time. When you walk through life with doubt, hesitation, or indecision, you send a signal to the world and to your own subconscious that you are not ready, that you do not fully trust yourself. And guess what? The universe mirrors that back to you. People feel it, opportunities pass you by, energy slows down. But when you carry yourself with certainty, things begin to move. Certainty is not arrogance. It is not pretending you know everything. It is the calm, focused conviction that you are becoming the person who attracts the life you desire. And when you move with that energy, life begins to open up in ways you cannot explain. Think about it. Would you follow someone who speaks with hesitation? Would you invest in someone who second guesses every move? Would you trust a leader who keeps changing their mind? Of course not. We all gravitate toward confidence not because it guarantees the outcome, but because it commands belief in the outcome. The same is true with the universe. It responds to the frequency you broadcast. When you act as if you've already achieved it, when you speak, walk, and make decisions from the place of success, you are vibrating on the level of your future self. You are tuning your life to the frequency of your vision, and everything on that frequency begins to find you. But if you're waiting for outside validation before you feel certain, you'll be waiting forever, because certainty must come first. Results follow certainty, not the other way around. So how do you cultivate this kind of certainty? First, decide what you want, not vaguely, not someday. Decide with precision. Certainty starts with clarity. Second, own it. Speak about your goal as if it is non-negotiable, as if it is unfolding right now. Third, move like it's already yours. Make choices from the version of yourself who has already arrived. Eliminate behaviors that belong to your old self. Certainty requires that you let go of the version of you that doubts. You must become the kind of person that your future success can trust. When you do this consistently, doors begin to open. People notice, ideas spark, timing lines up. Some call it luck, some call it the law of attraction, but those who've lived it know this is the power of certainty. You're not just wishing for a better life, you're declaring it with every fiber of your being. The world bends for those who know who they are and where they're going. So stop negotiating with your dreams. Stop seeking permission to believe. Stop asking the world to validate what you already know in your heart. Be certain, be bold, be already there. Because once you become certain about your success becomes certain about you.